So just a few ideas of what I think you should be thinking about going into winter for next year. So number one, think about having less animals in bigger, more interesting enclosures. That's really one thing I'm not judging anyone. I've got rack system with small stuff in and so on and so forth. I've currently got a reticulated python in an enclosure that's way too small because I haven't quite finished its upgraded enclosure. I'm not judging anyone, but try and have a think about, you know, does a 6 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot enclosure do justice to an 8 foot yellowtail creeper? I'm talking from personal experience. You know, have a think about less is more with your reptile keeping. I think you'll find it'll open your eyes and you'll think differently once you start putting small creatures in big enclosures. And that leads me straight into number two, something for you to think about over the autumn and winter. 100% keeping your reptiles outdoors. For most people with a garden, outdoor enclosures offer zero electrical costs, massive bonus. They offer the perfect UV balance, it grows out from the sky, bonus. It offers a way to properly keep living plants in your enclosures and display your animals in as natural a setup as you possibly could. Of course, you can start with animals that live in your part of the world. And if you live in the UK, there are people now breeding the very humble common lizard. Not big, not overly colourful, and yet one of the most endearing, loveliest reptile you could ever keep. Don't go nicking up from the wild. Find out who's breeding just the common lizard and start there. Wow, seeing them outdoors rather than in a little tank, all naturally set out in the right part of the sunny versus shade in your garden. You will spend hours just watching your colony of common lizards. They get so tame, they breed easily. Guys, think about outdoor enclosures. You have more room for your animals. You can keep stuff you might just get a glimpse of when you go herping in your location. But even in the miserable UK, it's blowing a hoolie now, you will be able to keep loads of reptiles and amphibians from most of Northern Europe and most of North America. And if you set up those hibernaculums correctly, you will actually be able to keep some of them outdoors all year round. And some of them bring in and brumate in a controlled environment. But one thing to do for sure is actually think about outdoor enclosures. Something wherever you live in the world, think about joining or get for Christmas a membership to the International Herpetological Society. Join them. We need bodies. There are bodies in the UK and the US and Europe now fighting for your rights. They are fighting for your rights as reptile keepers because there are so many people with so much money behind them fighting to stop you keeping the stuff you want to keep. So join the IHS, or at least join or fund or help some other big body that's fighting your corner. Remember, together we stand, divided we fall. That is such a true saying for any kind of animal keeping in the Western world right now. There is such a huge lot of people trying to stop what you do for whatever their reasons are. Join some sort of club, next thing for sure. That leads me to say, if you do join something like the IHS, they're always after articles for people to read in their magazine. Very few people contribute. We're all a bit quick to do tippity tap on a screen on Facebook or somewhere, tell people your opinion. Do some proper writing. It doesn't have to be the best English. It can be about the commonest animal in the world. This year, or over the winter, I'll write an article and submit it to the IHS. They're desperate for articles for other people to read. Just your journey, your experience, herping, reptile keeping, really doesn't matter. But write an article, help be part of the community, not just a keyboard warrior. Last but not least, if you've never bred any of your animals before, don't overbreed. There's a huge problem with overbreeding, and the market is very low in the UK for breeding. I don't breed hardly any snakes at the moment. But if you've never bred anything, whether it's a species of newt, a tortoise, a lizard or a snake, try and, even if you have to find someone that has the opposite sex to borrow, just try your hand at breeding a reptile. It's a whole different level. It will interest you more. You will learn so much. It's a fascinating process. Of course, try and make sure there's an outlet. I don't mean for money, that there's an outlet to gift or find homes for those babies. Don't breed thousands of things, but if you've never bred anything, guys, it's a core to the zoological experience and the need and the research is breeding. Even the commonest thing, you're going to learn about breeding. I'll leave you with, see if you can, if you never have, breed a reptile this coming year, because all the finding out, the detail, what you have to do, maybe you've got to brumate that animal, feed it different, you'll learn so much more about your reptile keeping. Stick around, I'll see you soon.